Now, there is a story about someone who was harassing Grace at one time, your former wife, in a shop. Could you share what happened and how you legally dealt with the situation?
That was one of my favorites, where years and years ago, like Grace, at the time we were married, we're now business partners and very close, but, we kind of decided not to stay married as in living in the house, but we were at one stage and we had young kids, and Grace organised a bed for, a younger son, and we got rid of the other bed. So they said, look, we're only going to buy it if you can give us your assurance it will be here by tomorrow at this time. And if you can do that, we'll buy it, we'll pay for it right now. I just want a bed for him by then. And they absolutely assured her, gave her every assurance, and she asked numerous times. And she fortunately had a friend with her at the time at the shop, and they assured her. It never turned up, it hadn't turned up, and then basically, or she gets this call at this weird time when she said to him, do not, as long as you can assure me it won't be at this time either, because I won't be around and I won't be better received and the house will be locked. So the exact time she said not to, they ring her and she explained that. They said, well, our delivery guy is out there right now, and so if you don't do it, we can't do it today. And of course, she rings very distressed the manager, and not only were they not helpful, they were quite insulting. The manager said, well, we would never do that, we would never agree to a time, a delivery driver. And she said, no, this happened. And she even said, I don't believe you. And we don't appreciate when our customers lie to us, stuff like that. And Grace was very distressed. And she came to me, and I had my law firm at the time, and I had a lawyer working for me who was a dirty dog. Like, I love this guy. He could be a nasty piece of shit, And I said to him, hey, I said, you want me to let you off your leash? He goes, oh, yeah. I said, you want to have some fun with me? I said, we're going to teach these little buggers a lesson. And, we said, so we hit him with a legal notice. I said, I want you to write the sternest, strictest, most brutal legal notice you can hit him with. So just hit it, fax it through to them. Let's see what happens. We did. With them now, they're ringing and very upset and, all this kind of stuff. And he said, I don't really care what you're saying. He said, you've done this. And he said, you've accused her of basically being a liar. And he said, we don't appreciate it. We have a witness. We have evidence. They said, we have every intention of going to fair trading about you extortionate, unfair commercial harassment and unconscionable. And he just hit him every legal term. And then he rings her back an hour later, had the girl in tears, like literally crying, like, why are you doing this to me? And he said, refund the client her money, do exactly what you said you would do. And we'll obviously won't do it, but you will be refunding the money, every cent to my client. And if you don't, absolutely, we will go nuclear. And wow. And then they emailed us back very quickly saying, look, we are going to give a full refund, but we're very unhappy. And they gave this really not very nice thing where it's kind of like a final dig. And he sent them a legal notice back saying, your comments here are considered defamatory towards my client. We are concerned that, and he went through a whole lot of stuff about this and had her ringing up really almost in tears. He even said to me, Grace being Asian, what do you reckon about me talking about racial prejudice? I said, okay. I said, that would be funny, but let's leave that one out. I said, let's show them a little bit of mercy about, I'll give them the money back, because that would be fun. He goes, we can accuse them, but they did it to her because she's Asian and that they're being racist. And then say we're going to report them. I said, no. I said, we'll show some mercy. We had them begging us and apologising, and and that was fun, and got the money back and taught them a lesson.
A bit of justice, right? A little bit of justice, a little bit of common sense.
Who thinks that's pretty cool?
I think everyone loves it. I think if anyone has a problem, they probably want to give you a call, Warren. But the whole point is that we know what to do and we get self-empowered. So we need to join up the call.
That's the idea. My view is I'm very kind to people. That's why I do a lot of free webinars to help as many people as I can. I don't like seeing people. That's why with COVID, I did a lot of free webinars. I didn't like seeing people being coerced and stuff. I didn't like that. But, when someone starts doing stuff like that, and I even once had a client who was disabled, and this company was like refusing to give her gym equipment she paid for and trying to turn legalities on them. And I remember ringing them and I said to them, what's going on here? We got the invoice. And I started trying to give a legal technicality. And I said, I don't think you're understanding why I'm calling you. This was really fun, Jazz. And I said, the issue is not whether my client will get the equipment, because they'll get it. It's how much pain you're going to go through before they get it.
Yeah.
And the guy was in shock. He just didn't know what to say. He goes, well, and he started saying, I said, I don't mind either way. I said, I don't mind being an absolute arsehole with you, because I said, people who do this to someone who's disabled deserve a lot of suffering. So I said to them, I'll happily make your life misery as a company. I said, the other option is you have 24 hours and just do what you promised my client, but everyone's happy. You got 24 hours, my friend, and I hung up on him. And then I followed up with a legal notice, and within 24 hours, the gym equipment was there, all done. Easy.